Hello and welcome back to another episode of MB2 Underground. We know that you have been itching for another episode, so I thought it would be on brand for us to deliver. I'm Sarah Kiefer.
I'm JT, better known as Jonathan. No, I'm Jonathan Tyler, better known as JT. Wow, it's one of those days. Hey, Sarah.
I think you can just say JT.
Okay. It's JT, guys. Hey. How is pregnancy?
I'm having a blast.
You are?
I'm in the second trimester funsies, so I feel like I'm okay, but give it a week. I'm hot.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm good.
I'm thankful that I'm not a woman.
Me
and
too.
I don't have to go through that because I watched my wife do that 3 times and it's not.
Men could never. They could never.
I am a tummy ache survivor though.
So glad to hear that. All right. Before I punch you in the face, let's go ahead and introduce our guest.
That sounds great.
Who happens to be the very first vendor I got introduced to in 2016 when I worked on our marketing team.
Oh, now your intro makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
well, almost.
Let me introduce.
There you go.
The founder and CVO, golly, the founder and CEO of Mavich Branding Group, Chris Manfredini. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, thanks, guys,
Welcome.
for having me on. CVO, that sounds good. What would the V stand for?
Look, outtakes galore. You said it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just giving you a good launching pad for it.
Let's just roll with it. CVO, CEO, and founder of Mavich
All of our
Branding
titles
Group.
are made up. It's fine. Thank you for being here. I know that you didn't do a lot of prep by listening to all of our previous episodes, but I do like to open with puns. What did you think about mine?
About your episode?
No, my pun that I gave there.
Oh, the pun.
Mavich-ing.
It was very good. I've noticed you guys have very clever puns at the beginning of all your episodes.
It's all her.
And
I just want to be told I'm funny. That's all.
It was really good. I think it was the golf one that I heard last time with 2 episodes ago that you guys were going back and forth.
Golf has a lot of dirty puns. I think I
Yeah.
kept it pretty clean.
Yeah. Would like to see the outtakes of that one. That
Oh, I bet.
funny.
Are you a golfer? Speaking of golf?
You know, I play golf.
Okay.
Now, do I play it well? No.
Okay.
So I'm more of the social golfer, as you would say. So I'm a fun time to golf with, but not a fun time if you want to keep score.
Hey, I can appreciate that
Yeah,
the most.
honestly, yeah.
That's how I feel about most sports. Like, I want to play to have fun, but when people start getting competitive is whenever I'm like, can you chill? I thought we were just hitting a ball around.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of that though that's hard because you grow up playing, and then all of a sudden you get thrown into it. Like I played soccer. I played soccer in a men's league. Chris and I actually played together a couple of times.
Yeah,
shout out JD out there if he's listening. Doubtful.
Hello.
But you get into it, and all of a sudden it all comes back, and you're like, oh, this is I'm ratcheting up the intensity.
I think I say that because I'm competitive. I learned how to play golden tee this past weekend. And I'm not a great loser. I got so much energy because I kept missing the punts. I turned around and punched my husband in the chest, and I was like, oh, I hate this game. So maybe I'm not. I say that because I lose a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the intensity is higher in video games than it is maybe sometimes out in the golf course. You're more relaxed out in the open. When you're in the arcade room, it gets a little intense.
Have a little bit more to drink on the course. Yeah.
Growing up, well, let's stick with sports though. Growing up, because I'd love to make this. Should we make this a sports podcast today? Let's do it. Okay.
Hey, I do want to apologize too if ratings go down because I am here. Pre-apologize for all that.
We would have to have ratings for them to go down.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sarah's dad's going to listen whether
No matter what.
Yeah, one. My wife will probably listen. That's 2.
That's awesome.
Shout out.
So,
That's
and
awesome.
then maybe my kids will keep clicking on it, so we'll get some.
Just let it
get some
play over and
viewership
over.
That'd be
again.
awesome.
Yeah, so my first podcast, so I'm excited. Thanks you guys for having me on here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So we already addressed that we played soccer, like grown-up soccer. But what
Competitive.
sports?
Very
Competitive. What sports did you play growing up?
Oh, growing up, it was, baseball, soccer, and football.
Show
what
off.
I played. Yeah,
Who has the time?
Kind of athletic.
What was your best sport?
So starting out, I would say baseball was my most concentrated sport. Then I quickly got into playing soccer and really highly competitive soccer. So growing up through high school, I thought I was going to play soccer.
Are you local to this area?
I am. So so going back, dating me now, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And then I moved here when I was 6. It tracks. Hey, forget about it.
That was amazing.
And I moved here when I was 6, and straight Italian guy, Italian kid, matching sweatsuit, not knowing where I was going. Colleyville, Texas.
Is that specific to the Italians?
You know,
matching
we
sweatsuits?
I would wear my nice matching sweatsuit on picture day.
The
to
nice
elementary
one?
School. Yeah,
At least it was the nice one.
Teal with a little purple.
Chain or no chain?
Oh, chain for
Come
sure.
on.
Chain had to show.
Yep.
So that mom would see it on picture day, make sure the chain is out.
I love that.
And so
Obsessed.
yeah, you had your nice sweatsuit that you'd wear that day. So it was good, but it was definitely a culture shock at first. But I was only 6, but you know, no one can understand me. I was kind of like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, get some water, and they're like, what does this kid want? I think just go to the bathroom.
I'm still confused.
Yeah, I just couldn't, mumbling Italian, but you know. Growing up here, it was more intense in sports, and I got to get into soccer through high school, and we talked about your roommate in college, and we played high school together, and then I played competitive soccer, in Texas state team, and making tryouts for national team. But then I quickly realized this sport of football, I can take 3 steps and be a kicker. And so I pursued that in college, and to summarize and not bore everybody here about how I got there, but I ended up kicking at TCU and was a Horned Frog there.
Okay.
Were you good?
Depends on the game.
Stats?
Depends on the game.
Did you just ask what were your stats?
Yeah. Is that a sports appropriate question to ask?
That's great.
Is that rude? I don't know. You'll have to tell us, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a personal question.
Do you have like a card I can?
They can Google if they want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody do it.
Actually, I do. And a fun story is I do have a card, a college card, but it's in my son's baseball card collection. I always sit number 1. And I have a 6-year-old son, Luca, and Luca, not the Luka, not the guy that left. And
Not the quitter.
I'm
Whoa, hang on. He didn't leave on his own accord.
I know.
So he didn't quit us. We quit him. Well,
I
we
heard
didn't,
the screaming in
but-
the middle of the night. I remember.
Yeah, probably
Sorry.
good direction I took the podcast by saying that too. right?
Exactly.
But yeah, so it has my stats back there. We'll say it. But I made more than I missed. So
That's-
that's the
That's what counts.
humbling part. Yeah,
Above
I
average.
didn't get yelled at too much.
What was the longest field goal that you kicked?
That you made.
This is argued by many people.
Would you say tens of people argue this?
Maybe like 3.
Okay.
The snapper holder and myself. And it was 52 and a half. So I like to give myself 53.
Love it.
Yard field goal.
Men love to just.
I got to round that up.
Yep.
And so, technically we're like on the 45-yard line, and I moved it 7.5 yards back.
So an entire football field is what it was.
Yeah. I mean, it was, or 35. Yeah.
Pretty much. If it was on camera, did they film the TCU games back then?
VHS, I think, whenever I was playing. So
Yeah, if it was on the internet, I mean, he'd be world famous.
Obviously.
Yeah, I think there's some videos on YouTube, and there's have the little, those little
Like the marks they go
fuzzy
through.
things that go through it.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I think you had to tune VHSs back in the day. So
So you kicked your way through college. How did you kick off your career after that?
I did. Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Lord over here.
Gosh.
I just cut both of y'all off to say that.
Leading question. Well, I was always wanting to be, I always had an entrepreneur spirit, always wanting to lead a team. I was able to surround myself by a bunch of great leaders, from coaches and things, and various amount of mentors in my life. And I always had a drive to learn about business, what it is to understand everything from a marketing aspect to operations to to just sales. And so I did my graduate at TCU. It took me about a year and a half after I was done playing football. And I started there, and I started with a software company called College Fitness. And we were one of the first fitness software companies out there that did video-based workouts. Okay. And so I got into that quickly, and just an entrepreneurship
Like P92?
spirit.
Is that what that was called?
P92X, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was right when we had the,
P92.
Isn't that what it's called?
P90X. Yeah,
Oh,
close. It was close.
Yeah, and this is when they had like the iTouch or something. It was first like iPhones were coming out, and And so I got into that. That was my first little venture into entrepreneurship. And then I went to Alcon Pharmaceuticals after that. Took a job that took me through HR, understanding some marketing, and then entry level sales. And really what I was doing was absorbing how corporations worked. And then that led me into Mavich Branding Group in 2012 is when I concepted it up. And knew that was something that I had a passion for. I had a passion for bringing swag and merchandise. Big swag guy. And speaking of that,
oh gosh,
I feel like
that's what I'm talking about.
The swag guy had to bring.
Come on.
Swag.
Is this our first underground swag?
There's plenty more after
You know,
this.
I'm going to be honest. This is
I don't have a head for hats.
this is amazing, but oh wow.
Am I cute?
Let's
That looks good.
yeah, all the undergrounders on YouTube are yeah.
Okay, I'm taking it off.
Yeah, that's something. This is
dope.
this is awesome. Although I now am a little sad that we don't have jumpsuits with all the jumpsuit
I know.
talk. Is that
That's
how
the next podcast when you guys invite me back.
was it the jumpsuit that got you into the swag? Was that like where
What jumpsuit
where
are you talking about?
Apparently,
You're talking about his sweatsuits?
I don't think she was listening to us.
Yeah, those are
Sweatsuits.
different. Jumpsuits
Sorry,
are one
my
piece.
bad. My bad. I thought that was a jumper.
No.
Okay. Hey, MB2 Undergrounders, I apologize. Sweatsuits.
Thank you. Continue.
Very Italian sweatsuits.
I knew what you were going after.
yeah.
You know, jumpsuits.
I did too. I just had to
Yeah, to get them
put them in
to.
this place. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my early childhood for understanding fashion helped me get into merchandise and swag. But no, in all seriousness, there's two main things that really wanted me to get into it. One was everybody just loves swag,
Yeah.
and having a platform to provide that kind of happiness to people, it's fun, you know. And so the vision was to not only have that platform. I love it. Look
There we
great.
go.
You're great.
Swaggy as hell.
Yeah,
Hell
we gotta
yeah.
take some photos, put it online, see how many we can sell.
I mean,
3
it's-
people might buy it. Actually,
Yep.
Dad, wife,
That's
my
right.
son.
Hey,
All
that's
three
right.
of them.
I bet my kids, my 3 boys would buy them too.
Yeah.
Well, I would buy them for my
There
3
you go. I was
boys.
about to say, where'd they get money? Anyway, so people like swag, yes.
Yeah, people like swag. So going back, so people love swag, and it was always fun just being able to be the swag guy to bring stuff and really bring, you know, happiness, bring joy, connectivity to companies. And I knew that was a centralized thing. As you can see, walk around MB2 Dental, that you guys have a pro shop here, you guys have swag everywhere. It's just fun bringing companies together. So why not make a company that does that? And so that was one. And then 2 was I had my operations and my, you know, I was a supply chain graduate at TCU. And I brought like the operations supply chain. I was like, why isn't there a person that actually has the ability to control the actual production of this stuff too, not just be a middleman. Hey, I can get this done here, which ultimately you have to start out as.
Right.
Our goal is to bring it all in-house and centralize that ability for a business card to a hat to a t-shirt to a poster, and then give you a means of, you know, transportation to get it to wherever you need to be. So
So when you started out, you were the middleman. Like that was like the early days. How did you get your company from being the middleman to being the one-stop shop?
yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you.
And just full of
That's why she's
gonna get a good question?
that's why she's the host.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. She's the play-by-play. I'm color commentary over here.
Here we go.
I always had the vision when I started out. So I already knew where I was going to be. And I knew, I didn't know any other way about, you know, raising money from private equity to getting loans. I kind of just reinvested everything I made back into the company and did organic growth that way. So starting out, I just had a lot, I went out and networked with, you know, screen printers, embroider, and various manufacturers that did promotional products, represent them.
I was going to ask, like, how did you market? Was it like Etsy, where you're like, oh, hi, I can embroider your dog's face on
Etsy
this?
existed back then.
Well, I know, but like whatever the equivalent was.
Yeah, and that's like another great question here.
Oh my God, I'm
and
so
you know,
full of
I was just crazy. I was relentless, nonstop, just calling my network of people I have, going out, almost like a door-to-door salesman. Hey, I have tote bags. You guys want them?
I love it.
And then it was kind of scrappy at first, and then I kind of practiced for like 2-3 years of like, okay, but this is how they do imprinting on a tote bag. This is how they do imprinting on a hat, a T-shirt, pad printing on any kind of like circular, tumblers or anything like that.
Do you have a Cricut?
We have large crickets, so we have a lot of competition with the crickets out there. So our crickets are just a little bit bigger than that, but we basically have a bigger version of a cricket. What's bigger, like a roach?
I said grasshopper, but we can. Let's not talk about roaches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I just learned, I wanted to learn all that. So I actually went out and I was almost like in practice for a few years.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to absorb it, see what machines are going on, because I really wanted to create a single production facility that had versatile machines that can handle all of that. So, and it hasn't been built yet. I only went to individual screen printers, only individual embroiderers, individual, large format printing posters. No one really coincided with each other. Now they kind of do. So, ultimately, we're mixed between, a Vistaprint, a custom ink, and like a 4M print. But we actually aren't a software company. We have the software ability to collect, centralize on online stores, but we actually have the production facility to do it as well.
Yeah, you're a people company.
People company.
So you guys do all that. You started, like you said, as a small kind of family-owned business, right? And you've expanded to, how many employees did you start with?
How many do you have in my family? 3 of us. So 3.
Okay, so you started with 3.
Just the idea, yeah.
How many employees do you guys have today?
Yeah, right now,
all of them.
It depends who shows up. Shout out to my team. We're at about 42 people.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So it's been fun, yeah. So
and you've got a 20,000 square foot warehouse.
Yeah,
and that's what houses all this stuff.
That's where we centralize all of it for sure. And so it's over here in Irving, and so we're neighbors. You guys in Carrollton, even though it probably takes like 30 minutes to get out of Irving. We're on the other side. It's almost like mini Texas. Why am I still driving in Irving, getting across here? I am still here. But yeah, we moved into Irving, into our new facility about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And so it's been fun. We've, it's been fun seeing it come to light. So finally, the last few years, the concept has come together, and hopefully, and if MB2 Dental locations are watching, hopefully we're turning around things a lot quicker. So,
one of the things that I noticed whenever I was reading the write-up 5 minutes before we walked in here was you have some pretty large clients. Who was like the first big client that you were excited to secure, besides MB2, of course?
Okay, I was going to say MB2 Dental because 2014.
Nepotism and such, yes.
Yeah, we actually grew with you guys.
You've been around MB2 longer than we have.
I know you read 5 minutes before we got here, but I probably submitted it 10 minutes before I got
There,
here.
thank you.
So just to give you some help. You know what? The dental industry has been kind to us with MB2 Dental. At that time, I think I had about 100 locations. I realized there was a niche. And because everybody questioned, like, wait, how do you have like 1,500 dental locations you're taking care of? I was like, well, early on, we realized dentists were entrepreneurs and business owners themselves. They had to learn how to market themselves to their community, their area, and they love swag, and they have to have bio cards, and everything that we needed. I built fortunately, I built for dentists because it kept growing, going, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I can get a machine for that. Okay,
that's what stands out to me from my time in marketing whenever we started working with Mavich, or I guess we were already working with them, was I remember asking my boss, like, should I go somewhere else to try this thing? Because I would get like random ideas, and they were like, no, run it through Mavich. Every single time you were able to do it. And I always thought that was cool. Yeah. And I feel like our best partners are the ones that are like, okay, let me see your vision and see how we can make it happen. Because it doesn't just obviously benefit us, but it benefits a lot of other clients.
Yeah. I think that's a huge, personally, I think that's a huge takeaway, right? I had an old boss that said the exact same thing that you just said, which was if somebody calls you on the phone, this is when I was pre-MB2 working a healthcare consulting job, you listen to what they're asking. If you have no idea what to do, you know what you say? Yes. And I was like, what? And he goes, you tell him, yeah, we can do that. I'll call you back. And you hang up and then we'll figure it out. He's like, and that's how you grow a business. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. That's the phase that we were at, especially beginning with MB2 Dental. But and I had to do the research to figure out what those machines were that could do it. So they were in my back pocket, and it was just like, okay, we need appointment cards. I'm like, I got a machine for that now. Let's go do it, and or doctor bio cards. But getting into it, or back to your questions, have I answered one of your questions yet?
I'm keeping my eye on the target, so I'll get you back there.
Okay, all right,
cool. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Again, my first podcast.
We all.
It's a good one. No, it's a good one. You're doing great.
This is great. Yeah.
You really are.
But getting back to your question, right?
Which was?
Man, do you want me to go back to the other question and answer, or this one?
No, first big client. You were excited.
I know.
Just making sure.
I'll give you a hard time. So besides MB2 Dental, right, it was actually the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars.
How'd you do that?
I still don't know. I came out of the meeting, and I immediately called my friend who introduced me to them, and I was like, hey, I just got a contract with the Stars. He goes, I thought you just had your first meeting with them in 30 minutes. I was like, apparently, yeah, but they're ready to go move forward with us. They currently don't like their vendors. Sorry if you're a vendor now with them, but that was years ago. But we are still a vendor of the Dallas Stars. And I went in there, and I actually thought it was pie in the sky. Like, okay, these are okay. What's another saying?
Pie in the sky?
Can we check
like unattainable? Like it's just
cloudy
something
with a chance
that
of meatballs.
Is that an Italian thing? Like,
it is now.
Okay, cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Meatballs in the sky. Yes.
Okay. And I really thought it was pie in the sky. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the book, right?
Movie, yeah.
Movie. Mm-hmm. And so I walked in, we took a meeting with them. They were unhappy with some vendors, and their vendors weren't actually in Texas. And so I went in there to approach saying, hey, we're a Texas-based, and particularly Dallas, Fort Worth-based company. You guys should be using a Dallas company. You're a Dallas
Shop
team.
local.
Why not? Yeah. And so I went in there, we promoted everything we had, talked about turnaround times. Well, I didn't know the professional market was not that taken care of. They had they were just, okay, this is who you go to. These are the big guys who have been around the industry for 50 plus years.
That's what I was going to ask, is they were unhappy with their vendor. What set you guys apart? But you think it was like naivete? Like you were like, didn't know that it was this bad, and I just showed up better?
I just showed up better. And it was, they needed help. They're like, can we help with some magnet schedules? I'm like, okay, great. We'll have them done. How many need? 20,000? I was like, great. We'll have them done by next week. They're like, wait, what? And then they kind of get a step back, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm next week. And so they're like, oh, currently we got to wait like 2 to 3 months to get them.
Oh my gosh.
And so it was funny that I learned very quickly that the professional market and some of these sports teams weren't taken care of at a newer level using technology. I mean, they were faxing orders in at that time still, and it was 2018. Jeez. And I was doing, online type of receiving platforms for them to order through, but, kept a personal touch with everything. And then they loved the ability that we can centralize it. We weren't just a big company out there that had manufacturers. We are actually ones doing QC process and doing it. So the Dallas Stars were definitely one of our first bigger clients. And we've been enjoying it. And then from there, we've, had other professional teams that we worked with, and then have ventured into the college market, which I had a passion for as well. So it's been fun. But what warmed us up was dental companies. They're so high maintenance. That
You
helped
tell
them. No, it was great. Actually, I've enjoyed working in the dental industry because dentists are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. I come across and like almost say, I mean, what are they? I call it like a California doctors. Like, they're just chill, cool people. All of them, all the locations we worked with are great. So we've enjoyed it and it's been fun. But expectations wise, we've always had the expectations of turnaround times are 2 weeks or less, really, for almost anything that we have to do. So we've been acclimated to expectation. So then when we got to these professional sport teams that were like, hey, can you get this by March? And they're talking to us in October. I'm like, sure. I won't even charge you for inventory when we have it done, or storage fees when we have it done in about 3 weeks.
Right.
Know, so,
did you say that you started Mavich in 2012?
I like to say the concept started in 2012. Okay. That's where I was kind of scrappy, going around like, you want to buy a tote, a koozie, and figuring it out.
And then 2018 was the stars. So in 6 years-ish, give or take, you were able to build to a point in which you could impress a really large organization.
Yes.
What do you feel like was, in those early days, the best mistake you made? Like where you look back and you're like, man, I screwed that up, but thank God I did.
Yeah, I think it was my approach as a leader. It wasn't sports anymore whenever I was trying to hire people, because whenever I started my own company, whenever we were younger, everybody came to you going, oh, that's great. Do you want to go golfing tomorrow? And they had a different viewership of, or a view of what it was to be an owner. Actually, you get to golf less because you're on call 24/7, and it's a different type of approach. But I like to say that my leadership approach of understanding different personalities of people you need to hire, and then how to actually work with those people. I came from an athletic background. Not everybody did.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of people that worked for me couldn't really relate to me because I was 110% always. Like, the intensity was way too much for people to handle. And so I had to take that back and really develop a different leadership skill outside of myself in order to retain good people.
Right.
Because everybody, I'm not saying doesn't work at the same, they don't work at the same level. They just don't take its feedback and direction the same way. And so you have to understand how to basically be a chameleon to them and understand, okay, this is how they're thinking. This is the best way
That's
they
huge.
work. And so my biggest mistake was, everybody had to think my way. Because I'm the leader. I'm going to train you to think like me.
I'm the coach of this team.
I'm the coach. You got to think like me. And so it was a different approach when it hit to the real world, and it hit me hard whenever I was younger, when I started losing people that were good employees at the time. And so that's one thing I always regret, and I've learned from intensely. That's
an incredible lesson to learn. And luckily you did it early on, because I think that being able to adapt your leadership style to the people you're leading, you said you're not all, I don't remember what you said, sorry. But like, not everybody works at the same level. It's just that they're measured differently.
Correct.
So just because JT may be really good at puns and I may be bad at them doesn't mean I'm not really good at something else.
Yes.
Which we know isn't true. I'm really good at
puns.
puns.
Really good puns.
Obviously.
So obviously that's not the truth. So.
No, it's a lot like, it's a lot like golf. You said, I'm not a golfer, or I play golf. I play golf for fun. The question that I always seem to see people ask when you say you're a golfer, they're like, are you any good?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's relative.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, I'm really good at this, or I'm good relative to that, or I enjoy playing golf. I'm a great person to go play golf with because I have fun.
Yeah.
But it's not, okay, I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to shoot even par and I'm going to grind over every little putt and but I'm good from that perspective. So it's the same way when it comes to teams and building teams.
Exact same way.
Yeah, exact same way.
Like, I'm trying to bring it back to
what you're trying to
sports
say
here.
is I need to golf more so I can practice leadership. So no, but that would say that was my biggest mistake, is understanding that and giving true direction to people. And so we've I like to say fix that, but leadership's common. Leadership's a journey, right? Not a destination. I'm always making mistakes. And learning them, sometimes even bigger mistakes now. I just got to learn how to fix them.
I was going to say, what do you think that, like, what's your greatest like challenge right now going forward? You know, I'm not going to intentionally plant this seed, but obviously there's been a ton of development of AI and how that can work in. But what are you guys dealing with now, or what are you thinking about the future as far as, hey, maybe it's just, you know, here, but in 2, 3, 4 years, where are we and how do we evolve?
Yeah, good question.
Yes.
Good job, JT.
No, and so, our industry is always, so AI wise, it's always slightly behind from a standpoint of what advanced AI companies are doing. What really helps our industry out is more robotics and streamlining processes. So a lot of robotic arms that are grabbing big sheets of material, placing them on large formats and replacing people, and they'll work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So now you're getting more productivity from an arm, and one guy can watch, you know, multiple arms going through it. So that's one thing that we're looking at in our industry is more
Arms.
Robotic arms. Yeah, AI arms.
Robots are taking over. I knew it.
Yeah, and then you hear about all these chatbots, right? That are, or they're the AI, you know, chat support that can answer a lot of the questions that people come on and do. But that's not anything what we're doing right now.
I was going to say, do people keep asking? Because I'm like, talk to a person, talk to a person, talk to a person.
Exactly.
And then AI comes on. It's like, oh, hello, I'm a person.
And
no, you're not.
And that's not the business we built. So
Not yet.
And that's not the business we built. We build partnerships out there, and so we're not a mass scale printer out there that's trying to go and conquer every single print out there. And
It's not the lowest common denominator.
It's not. We have a value of, again, you have a person that work with. What's your goals? Coming up with a visionary board to help your team out and be a partner with it, and align and ingrain ourselves with companies like MB2 Dental. Because that's priceless. Because sometimes, you know, we basically always want to serve as that branding arm. And once you put AI involved with it, you can get, it kind of separates it a little bit. But now, are we using AI to provide better customer service? The answer is yes. You know, ChatGPT away. Why not? Why not get some ideas stirred together, mixed with your ideas?
Yeah.
All you're doing is have a really smart person now with you. And then you can add your human common sense to it and do it. So I encourage our team going, hey, I'm not mad if you chat GPT that. Like, it's not a negative thing. Yeah. Like, it's out there. Someone else is doing it before we are. And you go out there, you mix a visionary board with chat GPT. But the thing is, you have the final touches of learning.
You have to bring it to life.
Of how to make that happen. And
I really like that perspective on AI, because I feel like we're in this day and age where AI is a hot topic and there's some fear around it, some excitement around it. But I think that one of the things that you hit on was like the human connection part, like what AI maybe at some point, but probably should never replace, is the human connection, the relationship. And if there's ways to utilize it in your organization that don't take away from that, not that it can't make an organization more efficient if you've got a role that doesn't need to be played by a person, but making sure you're not losing the personal touch and the relationships that you build in your business because you're outsourcing to a bot.
A bot, but it helps us on our creative side.
Yeah.
So our creative team uses it a lot to give ideas right away, because again, it gives you a jump start to help out your client.
ChatGPT pretty much planned my wedding. Well, I had a planner, but that too.
I mean, there's a lot of things like we built our platform in house. We didn't use a Salesforce or anything like that. It's a custom.
That's awesome.
Because we do a lot of things, so we had to build our own little custom platform that handles all the calls, and it takes about a year. ChatGPT this year, ChatGPT probably could have built in about 4 weeks, and it's kind of like one of those things that kind of devastates you. You're like, oh man, if that was available, we could have made a lot of this JavaScript a lot quicker.
Do you have an example of an idea that's come to somebody on your team recently that's been really successful that like started with ChatGPT?
That is, that's another great question. I'm going to say that again to you.
I think that's 4-1.
That's 4.
Step up.
Tallying it.
I don't think I have enough time to catch up.
the best part is I wouldn't know because they wouldn't tell me.
Smart. That's a good team.
And so my team's smart enough to understand going, hey, I'm not going to give the credit to ChatGPT. I had to search that.
Yeah.
So that
I had to come up with the
Yeah.
idea to go to ChatGPT.
Yeah, not the fact it pulled from another company's views and gave ideas and gave it back to you. So, but no, nothing that comes to mind on what was claimed 100% ChatGPT. But stirring up from process standpoints, a lot of documents are done quicker. A lot of workflow processes. Hey, this is my workflow process. Help make this into a better process, or what am I missing on there? A lot of that kind of support helps out, and it helps myself out too. I use it all the time. I admit I ChatGPT this entire script before I got here.
It doesn't sound like a script to me.
No, I'm kidding. I said make it dumber. And then it finally got to my level. I had to say like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, okay, great. Now this is about my style.
All right, I've got one last question, and then we will let you out of this prison of podcast.
It's been fun.
You
much
said
more
you.
fun than that.
I know it's been a lot of fun actually. You said you had an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Like, do you have inspiration? Like, how did you develop that spirit? Like, is there somebody in your life that inspired you, or somebody like that you look up to as far as, a public figure or whatever it might be?
Well, as cliche it sounds, of course, my dad coming here as we made not all the Italian jokes, just one. It's cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Yeah. I got it finally. My dad was born in Italy and came over here in the 1950s. So I think it was right after Ellis Island closed. And he did the whole trek over by himself. His parents came over first to make sure they can get a job. And then they just put my 7-year-old, 6-year-old dad with their 4-year-old. And it was like 4, 7, and 10. And they came over both by themselves, and then his parents were here to greet them. And my dad and my grandfather worked at the piers in New York, all the famous piers that they did. And so they grew up from nothing, and he just kind of came in here, delivered newspapers when he was younger, and he took a lot of chances, and moved from Brooklyn to Colleyville.
That's quite a culture shock,
especially when Italians are close. You can't leave the family.
That's right.
I have my aunts, uncles, and so he just knew that was the right move for him to make. And it is kind of funny because I get off track with that, references to Tulsa King, because the guy's name is Dwight Manfredini. And people look over going, wait, Tulsa King and you? What's going on? You haven't seen Tulsa King?
Nope.
Okay. Bad reference.
I didn't think Tulsa had kings.
It's a TV show.
I was just kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
but no, he really was my inspiration, because I was like, he started here.
Yeah.
Not even knowing English, only Italian. And
That's incredible.
he ended up being a successful, businessman, worked for a great company here in Fort Worth that sold to Warren Buffett. He was one of the original people with the company.
The Buffetters, yes.
The Buffett, yeah. And so he gave me a leg up. And so that actually drove me going, hey, if I'm starting here, I have this expectation already for myself. That would be like one of the biggest inspirations is himself. So I hope you're watching, Dad.
Fourth listener.
YouTube,
Fourth,
baby.
he is now. I'll send it to him. And so that was one of my inspirations. And then a second one helped me through my sports career was a high school buddy of mine that passed away. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to make you cry, right? Or
I will.
Okay.
I will.
No.
She definitely will.
I was in surgery for a hernia surgery, and he passed away the same exact time I was in my hernia surgery. He was in college. No, it makes your foundation of faith stronger at the time, and continues. But he played at A&M. He was Brandon Fales.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember the name.
Yeah. So and I got to see him probably about a week before. He came back a week before this happened, and he was like, man, and he was sitting out because he had a random blood clot that came up to his lungs, and he passed away just randomly. And again, it was the same time I woke up from my surgery, and it was the most random thing. I had friends around me going, hey, something went wrong. And in my head, I was like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Did I lose an arm? They're like, no, Brandon passed away. And so I was just it just wasn't surreal at the time. But he was the most jolliest, happiest, and he was a lineman, of course. They're always jolly and happy.
Huge guy.
One of the best guys ever. And I always remember one play in high school that he ran down a wide receiver as a defensive tackle all the way down the field. And then I saw him before he passed away, and he said, hey, one thing, you kick really well, right? Don't ever give up. And one thing is, don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. And we were randomly like in a Wendy's parking lot of high schoolers and said that to me. And I still remember those last words. So when I was playing in college, I always wore number 72 on my wrist or on my elbow there. And so he kind of drove me through that college one to help me succeed there. So
That's
a
really
fun
cool.
story, not to make right, but
you
but
got to cry.
yeah, that was always a personal story, and I haven't shared that with too many. Our high school friends know that, but
Thank you for sharing it with us.
No, I appreciate you guys giving me a platform to share it too, because again, he'll always live on as long as you talk about it, and then he helps you pursue it. So he helped me be very driven to go, hey, I can do anything with him, and that helped me even develop a stronger faith and Christianity with it. So
That's a really good story to end on.
yeah.
Before we wrap up, is there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't ask you?
Let's see. What did I miss on the questionnaires that you got?
I didn't read it.
Would you guys ask, like, who did I vote for? Was that one of the
Yeah,
questions?
well, if we had more time, we were going to get into politics.
Oh,
but I
no.
do think
So what do you think about Doge? Do you think that's a great program? That's podcast number 2. I'm pretty sure. Did I just not become an MB2 Dental?
that might be
Am I
the-
kicked out?
that
And
might
I
be
think you're the favorite now.
deep underground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep
No,
underground.
I want to say graciously thank you guys for having me come on here and tell my story. Hopefully I didn't ramble on and my ADD didn't kick up too
No.
much of going different directions.
You're in
And
good
this is
company.
My first podcast. So hopefully, again, I feel like your next podcast, you'll probably get a lot more viewers after I'm off this one.
So this was your first podcast?
First podcast ever. So
You killed it.
I
You
didn't even
did.
know
You did great.
I did. I just kind of.
It's ours too. It's fine.
We're just out here having a conversation, like we said.
Yeah, just a bunch of buddies playing golf.
There you go. There you go. Well, Chris, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
MB2 Undergrounders, that's it for today. I think if you could take anything away, it's don't quit. We'll see you next time.
See ya.